it's me. Hi. I'm a huge fan of Taylor Swift, and I actually had my good dear friend Dolls of Art make a replica of the Our Song dress because I think it is one of Taylor Swift's most iconic outfits. But anyway, yes, love Midnights, I love Antihero, I love Lavender Haze. I can't wait for all of the music videos to be released, but that is not what we are here to talk about. We are here to talk about all of the questions you guys asked me over the weekend on my Instagram, which is at the Doll Studio by Chris. And this is really exciting because this is my first ever Q&A video, you guys. I have been dying to do one of these videos since I literally started my account because there are just so many people that are asking the same question that I just wanted to go ahead and create this video of the questions that a lot of people really do just ask all the time. So I did put a little question thing on my Instagram story and you guys did respond. So without further ado, let's just get right into it because there were a lot of people that responded and were willing to share their users for this specific video. So let's get started. Okay, so we have the mic a little bit closer because I feel like you guys can hear me, but ooh, so spicy. We're already gonna get right into it because I am just so excited. Okay, so the first question I received was, favorite doll in your collection? Now, this one was actually a hard one as I was thinking about it because sentimental-wise, I definitely would have to say my first American Girl doll, Bailey. She is my first baby girl. I opened her back in 2009 on Christmas in 2009, and she just has a very special place in my heart, and she is actually turning 13 this year, which is just absolutely insane that I've been doing this for 13 years. But she definitely, sentimental value wise, is my favorite American Girl doll. But if we're talking about appearance wise, I honestly feel like Sonali still holds a tried and true place in my heart. She's definitely overhyped to some people, and I truly just think that she is still stunning. Her or Kanani, those two girlies, like, they really did something different with the Girl of the Year that year, and without the Sonali doll, we would not have the Sonali mold doing the things that it's doing now. Sentimental value wise, I definitely would say my first doll, Bailey. If we're talking about looks wise, I would have to go with Sonali or Kanani because those dolls are killer. How did you learn about AG? So back when I was 8 or 7, if I'm being honest, I remember this girl coming on the bus with the American Girl catalogs. And I remember her name being Elizabeth and her talking about how she wanted an Elizabeth doll. And I remember her bringing in, I think it was the Mia catalog. And she was like on the bus looking through it with one of her friends. And I was just like, oh, that's very interesting. And then later on, one of my best friends, Marina, actually had an American Girl doll. And I remember I saw the doll and I used to think that she was like low-key really ugly. And it wasn't that number 27 was ugly. It was just that my friend didn't know how to take care of her American Girl dolls. And this doll had like really frizzy hair. She had the blonde hair. Her eyes were kind of messed up. Her face paint was coming off. Like she definitely was like loved and played with. But that interested me in American Girl. And I remember then looking at the catalogs with her whenever she would get them. And before I knew it, I just started to have this really weird desire to get one. And then I remember seeing Molly. Like Molly was definitely like engraved in my brain for the longest time. And back in the day, I used to think that the historical dolls were more expensive and then the Just Like You dolls, I thought that they were all different prices depending on who they were. And that's why I ended up getting a Just Like You. But I think that looking back now, if I would have known that the historical dolls were the same price as the Just Like You dolls, I probably would have ended up getting like Rebecca as my first doll. I have those two instances, one of the girl on the bus bringing in her American Girl catalog, and then my friend Marina, who like actually was an American Girl fan, and she had one American Girl doll that was fugly, but she did spark my interest in getting an American Girl doll. Dream Halloween costume for you or your dolls? If I'm being honest, this past year I actually did my dream Halloween costume. I feel like being Regina George for Halloween is such an iconic look, and my friend Dolls of Art actually made his doll Avery go as Regina George for Halloween, so I may steal that outfit from him and may end up doing like a little twin moment. This video is being made after Halloween, so maybe next year that will be what ends up happening, but I did dress up as Regina George and that was always a dream costume of mine. If you could have one AG outfit that's your size, which one would you choose? Honestly, the Petals and Plaid outfit. It is such a cute, iconic look, and it is literally just the cutest outfit. I remember when I saw it for the first time on Steven's What a Dancer, Sarah's doll, Nikki, I literally lost my mind, and for the longest time, my doll, Nikki, was actually in that outfit until I got her outfits custom made for the dollhouse that we're doing. But yeah, the Petals and Plaid outfit I think is so cute, and I don't care if I'm a boy, like I totally would rock it every single day if I could. Do you like custom dolls? Now, this question, before we even start answering it, I just want to say that my answer is not specific towards anyone. I do have friends that are customizers and whose entire jobs are literally customizing American Girl dolls. So please do not take this out of this question. To be point blank, I do not like custom dolls. I used to have a group of dolls called the Glam Squad, and I really truly loved them, and the artwork on them is amazing. And again, this is not geared towards any specific customizer whatsoever, but I will say this, that if you are a customizer, please make sure that the quality of your work is definitely worth the price point that some people are throwing. I've seen some dolls go from $500 to $1,000, and I understand that materials and everything are extremely expensive, and I understand that face-ups are expensive, and obviously it is an art form. However, put your money where your mouth is, because I've definitely heard of bigger named customizers using photo editing and also using video editing, and then people get their dolls in person and it's $600 for a doll that has their entire face lopsided with bad makeup and chipped, everything. And I just have heard one too many horror stories. And on top of that, recently I've become very much aware of the fact that custom dolls do not resell for what their original value is. And I feel like over the past couple of months being back on AGIG, have seen a lot of dolls that start off at a price point, and then per person that they get shipped off to and sold to, the price and the value of them decreases significantly. They will start at $500, and then by the time it reaches the most recent person that buys the doll is literally $150. So if you are looking to buy custom dolls, I personally don't find value in them. I think it actually devalues American Girl dolls, and I know that there are people that have their entire collections be custom dolls, but sometimes if you're not careful, I feel like custom dolls end up looking more scary than I find them endearing. And aesthetics change, looks, makeup, all that changes, but something about American Girl dolls is so timeless. So I feel like when you are taking something so timeless, you are taking away what made it so timeless, and with trends changing and all that changing, I just don't find them to be worth it, which is why I personally don't go for the whole aesthetic clothing and the aesthetic custom doll makeup stuff, because trends change. Trust me when I say that it's just not worth it in the end to have dolls that you will end up selling, and when you do end up selling them, they only sell for a pebble of the price that you paid for it. So that's my 2 cents. No, I do not like custom dolls, to reiterate. What, if anything, would stop you from shopping with AG? What would be the last straw? LOL. Honestly, I thought about this question for a long time, and I feel like if they did anything with the historical line again that would make them get rid of the line altogether, I would completely stop purchasing from American Girl. That's a very far stretch, but I feel like you never know these days that they may end up just making American Girl a contemporary thing with the Truly Me line and bringing out contemporary characters, and the historical characters are already being treated like they're not even a thought in American Girl's head. So for me, if they were to get rid of the historical line, I definitely would be yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. How do you feel about AG selling doll hairspray that's more than just water? I said this in my Claudie video when I was talking about how to curl her hair. I do not recommend it whatsoever. It is a glorified shine spray. It does not condition the wig. All it does is make the hair super slippery so that way a brush can glide through it, but it doesn't actually fix the frizz. It doesn't do anything that helps the hair other than to mask the problem, which is why I do not agree with anyone buying this, and I would just not waste your money on it. I just would not recommend it whatsoever, because I personally have looked at the ingredients and I just don't even think that it's worth it, because you just over time do not even know how that's going to last over a period of time. So I hate it. I do not like it. Do not buy it. I do not endorse it. As a boy, how have you come to be so open about your love for dolls? Now, for me, I was gonna do an entire video on this, but I have a very close group of friends, and I'm very fortunate enough to be able to have such a group of friends that is so amazing and loving towards me. But even growing up, now as an adult especially, I've realized that being yourself is never out of style, and anyone that goes out of their way to belittle you for you being unapologetically you is making fun of you out of their own insecurities and their own lack of confidence. So me always having that in the back of my mind of knowing that people project their own insecurities onto other people when people are so confident, they find that threatening. So I will do this like an entire video about this because I know a lot of guys, a lot of adult collectors that are men specifically want to know this. But honestly, bite the bullet and trust me, if you are unapologetically confident in what you enjoy and what you like, people can't touch you and their own insecurities come out through them trying to belittle you and the likes that you have. But if you want to hear more about my thoughts and opinions on that and the ways that over the years I have gone through that, I will definitely make a video about that. So comment down below if you want a more in-depth video on that. What do you think about the Claudie body changed? Do you think all dolls would switch to it? Yes. After Claudie was released, the new Truly Me girls also have the new really skinny, thin bodies. I'm not a fan of them, if I'm being honest. I feel like American Girl is like maybe half an ounce of stuffing, like taking away the stuffing from the body to making American Girl dolls fit like Journey Girl clothes. And that is very problematic to me because I just don't think that American Girl dolls should be that tiny or that flimsy. And I feel like before, when I got my first doll, they had such a heavy weight to them and they felt like such a high quality, whereas now they feel like no different than an Our Generation doll or a My Life As doll. And for the price point, I just find it infuriating. And also, if you have older clothes, it doesn't fit the same way anymore. So the newer girls can't even wear the cuter, trendier, Pleasant Company stuff anymore. And that to me is really upsetting. So I am like in no way, shape, or form happy about it. And I want everyone to know that from here on out, I am not surprised by the fact that they're doing this. They're trying to like cut corners every which way, and they're trying to think that we don't see it, but we definitely see it, sweetie. So I'm really annoyed by it, and you should be too. Is there something you wish would change about American Girl / Mattel? If I'm being completely honest, there was a rumor going around that Mattel was trying to sell American Girl as a brand. And for me, as someone that grew up with Bratz and has seen the success of Rainbow High, I feel like if MGM had American Girl under their belt, they would turn it out and give us what we wanted and still be relevant and do it in a completely new and amazing way. Like for me, I feel like Barbie right now is suffering very hard at trying to keep up with all the new trendy things like LOL dolls and Rainbow High. Like the girlies are taking over, even Shadow High. Like, I mean, they are really out here taking over, just like when Bratz came on the scene, and Mattel is trying their absolute hardest to stay relevant. Honestly, there is such a huge demand for Rainbow High dolls and all the other dolls, and like no one's out here clamoring for Barbie anymore. And I feel like Mattel has no idea what to do with the American Girl brand, and they are trying their absolute hardest with all these collaborations to try to not sink under the water, because right now with the market, there definitely is a push for things to be trendier, and Mattel has always been just like so much more of a conservative brand as opposed to MGM doing the most, and that's just what I enjoy. Like, go for it. And I feel like Mattel's just scared because they know their audience, and that is just not what they're looking for. But I feel like they need to give up the ghost and just sell the brand if they don't know what to do with it anymore, because they're just cheapening it every year that passes. Which is your favorite doll to do styles on? Now, back at the American Girl hair salon when I was working there, Tenny had just been released, and I honestly, to this day, anyone that has a wig like Tenny or Leah are my favorite dolls to do hairstyles on. Something about their wigs just listens to you, like Maritza, Tenny, any of the new girls with the long wavy wigs. Like, they really make any style you put in their hair look beautiful and stunning. It's just so much hair to work with, and like the way that you can just end everything off with like a little flip in their hair or a curl, like it's just so beautiful. And Leah back in the day was one I used to get at the hair salon all the time, and every time I got one, I was so excited because her hair was beautiful. It was perfect. It was amazing, and it really truly was just like, it was amazing. But anyway, yes, it was amazing. I love those wigs. Now, a lot of people did ask me the same question, which was how many dolls that you have. I am gonna be fairly honest with you guys. I do not actually know. And that may sound really bad, but I have mentioned this before, that I have stunt doubles, which is basically doubles of certain dolls. And I have so many between my other house and this house that it is a little bit harder for me to keep track of my display dolls that are like in my collection, and then to further add my girls that are stunt doubles, but they are American Girl dolls in my collection, but like they're not. I don't even know how to explain it, but basically I do have duplicates of certain dolls. I have duplicates of Corinne, Maritza, Tenny, Leah. Like there's just so many dolls that I don't even know if to even include them when people ask me for a count. If we're talking about count for the girls in my like collection, I haven't really counted anytime recently because I've just been getting so many new dolls over and over and over again, and I'm constantly buying dolls on eBay, sending them to the doll hospital, and then they're arriving, and then I'm like taking inventory. It's just a whole process. So I don't know. Hopefully this year when I do my all my dolls video, I'm able to give you guys a number, but it is going to be it's going to be quite the number. I know for sure I've passed 150. So that's a for sure thing. So I'll give you guys that. All right, you guys, that is it for this video. I'm so sorry for my absence. It has been a millennium since I have been in front of my microphone. There's just been so many complicating things going on in my life right now. I do have a very exciting interview coming down the pike that I am not even going to start teasing yet. It will be its own separate video, but it is going to be something quite iconic, and I just hope you guys are ready for the things that are coming down the pike on my channel. All right, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for your questions. My name is Chris. You guys can follow me on my Instagram, which is at the Doll Studio by Chris. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, comment down below, and let me know more questions for future videos you may have. And of course, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.